almost home. Timing should work out pretty good.
All right, getting closer.
I'm happy to say both of my bird feeders have stayed in the tree, even with the high winds.
Ooh, my power might be out at the house. I can't access any of my cameras. Even different systems. They're all showing they're offline, which means I don't have power.
Yep.
That sucks.
We're back. After a little power thing, a little storm came through. I apologize.
Hey, you get the camp. Is power out? That's what I thought.
We're back, and now I'm going to go wee-wee, and we will return. We don't need to see the forecast no more.
Yeah, do you know if it's any of our lines or is, can you check and see if it's any of our lines are down? So yeah, let me know if you see anything that needs to be addressed. I'll talk to Amber about it. Margaret left it open. It must have been Margaret then. She was the last one down there.
All right.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, call me later. Let me know. Bye. Yeah, power's out the whole facility.
Okay, we got that.
You said the shit was whipping through camp too.
Okay.
Oh, there's the phone group. Power back on. I don't sleep well without AC. I gotta be at St. Anthony tomorrow at 6:30 for an operation. Probably need to be up all night and then have to go in there for that fucking shit.
Is that when they're actually doing it, or something you have to be there?
I was supposed to be there at 7:30, and then today it said we moved up to 6:30. You're the third person going in. I'll be there maybe a total of 3 hours, but operation's only 30. It's 2 procedures that are 30 minutes each, he said. So. Hey, Sean. You got power? Oh, okay. I know camp was out. I was hoping it was not something on the property. But
And here, everything is very
I don't
still,
know how it's
very
ranked.
humid,
Hellacious.
and we're gonna get a tropical storm in probably the next 2 days coming straight up the pipe.
Yeah, I saw that on the news.
It's like, holy crap. But
I can feel it. I can feel it in my head. That's why I had this headache earlier. Because it looked like it was gonna rain and then it didn't. It just stopped. Everything cleared up.
Oh, I'm getting some thunder now. We're picking back up.
Well, Shadrach's misplacing his spells. All right. Well,
All right, buddy. I gotta let you go. We're getting back in session.
Yeah.
But
Hey, I did that.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for the people to gather, basically.
You didn't see that on my sheet?
And
Thunderbutt.
call thunder. Call later.
Okay. So Shadrach. Reginald.
I pulled my lute from the pack on my horse, and I began to strum, and I walk about. Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago, about a kingdom on a mountain, and the valley folks below. Gather round and hear the tale. And I just ad-lib, and I start going, I try to gather. I walk around, I wander in a circle.
is there something I can stand on? Like a box or something?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll make sure that I stand on something so that I'm above other people. They can see me. I'm holding my hand up in the air, both hands even.
Okay.
Gather round, everyone.
So people have gathered.
Look, it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I worked in the
All
company
right.
too.
He jinxed us.
Are you casting a spell?
Just getting people's attention.
What's the spell that you can cast to cause people to pay attention?
Well, I don't want to blow a spell for something like that. I'm pretty sure they're going
Hey,
to
look at that no, he's just getting people's attention.
I understand. I need you to roll a charisma check, Shadrach, to see if these people give a fuck.
God, don't fail this.
I would imagine they would.
But who?
31.
All right. So people seem to give you a modicum of attention.
Come on.
I look around. Have the others come into the fort yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
I rejoined him at the podium.
Maybe I don't understand where they're at.
Everyone, first of all, we need to know what you people want to do with yourself.
Where are you
Where
from?
are you from? Where do you need to be?
So one woman says, I'm from Kana. Another one says, I'm from Fiddle. I'm from Land's End. I'm from Bridgerton.
Are you all Saskatoonian?
They look around, I'm Saskatoonian. I am.
It's important that we tell you now that we need to all decide what you want to do with yourselves. Clearly, some of you will not want to stay here. Some of you will want to stay here. We don't necessarily have the facilities to care for you in that regard. So I personally would like to know, what do you all plan on doing with yourselves? Some of you are welcome to come with me, just a few. I can't care for a large group of people, but I would be willing to take on a few assistants who I would train.
Kettle Tom meets your gaze, Shadrach, and he motions for you to come over to him.
I go over to him.
He says, Shadrach, can I speak to you outside?
Is it that bad?
I don't know. I just know
I'll go with it.
Okay. When you get outside, he says, I really think that before we start asking them what they want to do, we should try to gain their trust. I know that you may think, and I could be wrong, but you may think that just because we rescued them, that they will be in favor of us implicitly. But let me tell you,
I think they're probably afraid of us after what they've seen.
then perhaps instead of shouting from the top of a bread box, give them a couple days or a day. Unless you feel like there's something coming, just let them feel like they can just exist without the end of a whip. Please.
No, of course not. I'm sorry if I appear urgent. There's been a lot of urgency here of late.
Vanessa and I would like to give these people a godly hug, if you will, and if you want to help with that, that's fine, but asking them to think about their futures, that there may be one or two that are definitely gung-ho or may have already slipped off in the night. I don't know. But these people are traumatized, and unless we're in a hurry, I would request that either put on your apron of coddling or leave it to us, who are practiced and experienced and trained to deal with trauma of many kinds, not just physical wounds.
So be it.
Thank you. And he goes to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Okay.
In fact, I'll give him a good pat on the shoulder.
So he walks back in, and
I'll go with him.
he looks over at Vanessa and he says,
Reginald is playing.
Reginald, a moment. Can you just give me a moment to walk around and if
Yeah.
I have
Stop.
everyone, Vanessa and I will be tending to all of you. If any of you have any pressing issues or questions, know that we are making the rounds slowly and giving everyone as much time as they need. Some of you may need less time than others. For those of you who feel like you don't need anything from the blend, feel free to approach your liberators, Shadrach or Reginald, who you see in here today. There are also two outside the fort. You might have seen Pick and Covidius. Though they are elves, know that they also chose to help free you from the terrible ravages of slavery. We are very sorry for how you were treated, and we're sorry we couldn't save you from being taken the first time. But we will remain here and watch over you and take care of you until more help can arrive. But if there's any of you that feel like you don't want to wait or feel perfectly fine or wish to have your skills be used in a positive fashion in helping our little community that we have now, that we've been thrust together, then come to me or any of your liberators, Reginald again, Shadrach, COVID, or Pick, and tell them what, if anything, you want to do. But don't rush back into doing what you're used to doing. Let me be blunt. You were almost taken from these shores against your will by an opposing force of our republic. And you're safe now. So please be at ease and rest. And if you have any of these people that are your loved ones, whether they be newfound friends or actual relatives, embrace them and let them know that you're here as well. Now, Vanessa and I are going to continue with helping you all. And he just kind of nods at you two, and then he begins to go around as before, talking to individuals on a one-on-one basis. And Vanessa is doing her good work as well. So, what do you guys do?
As Tom finishes his speech, I say, yes, blessed is the blend, and I begin to play again for the crowd. And I will continue to do that for a while.
And what type of playing is this? Like, what is the mood that the music is attempting to set, as any song does?
An uplifting hymnal that I remember hearing at the monastery. Something to do with Glenn.
Okay, all right. So obviously you're not playing a jig.
Playing a what?
A jig, like a fast song, like dueling banjos or nothing like that.
Something uplifting and upbeat, but I'm not dancing my ass off.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
It's more of a dispersing tune. As the crowd leaves, I'll play along.
And how about you, Shadrach? Oh, can't hear you.
We got the whole day ahead of us, right?
Yes.
I'm just going to, I will mingle with the people, just kind of, and I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to agitate anybody, and then I'm going to work my way up to the second floor, and I'm going to look around for that horn again.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so
I'll even tell Reginald, hey, you want to help me find this horn?
I want to get everybody together here in a little bit. Just meet me back down here.
All right, hey, Pick, you want to help me find this horn?
now Pick and Covidius are not inside the fort.
I'm going to go look for the horn.
Okay, now I don't remember what you and COVID.
We were
I don't
standing
know.
out there with
Okay.
Tom, and Tom walked off.
Right.
And then you guys did that thing. We got back to us.
So did you want to continue on a conversation outside, or was there something you wanted to do?
No, I was going to go in. That's when I was going to go in there
Okay.
and talk with the people also.
All right. So you do notice, Shadrach, that Pick is kind of lingering by the door, just kind of watching and hanging out.
I'll wave to it. Hey, Pick!
I'll walk that way.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are there.
Okay, I say, hey, that horn that they blew to summon the creature, I've been told it's on the second level here. I was wondering if you'd like to help me look for it. I looked around earlier, but I really couldn't find anything, and I'm not especially good at digging things up like that, so I thought maybe your expert eye might find it.
I can help.
All right. So you guys head up to the roof or the floor of the.
Yeah, let's give this a good search, and we might just find something else besides the horn. So
All right, so I want Shadrach. I want Shadrach and Pick to roll me d6s. Unless you have some capability or spell that you wish to cast to enhance your chances at your task.
All right. Let me
Looking hard.
do a quick look here.
3. All right.
Let's see. Locate object. Let's see what this does.
Wellington. Magic is powerful here on
Yeah,
Skell.
to be familiar with you.
Alright, this may be one of those dumb spells that take an hour to cast or something. Alright, locate object. Casting time 1 turn and helps locate a known or familiar object. But I wouldn't consider this known or familiar, would I?
You would consider it known because you heard a horn. You just don't know what it looks like.
So I'll tell Pick, just take a quick look around. I'm gonna cast this spell, and I might be able to find this thing. If it's here, they might have taken it on the boat for all I know. So he can look around for 10 minutes while I cast the spell.
Yep,
And I'm going to use my little acorn skulls. It says it requires a piece of loam stone, and I'm pretty sure these little acorn skulls can probably compensate for that, or am I mistaken? Should I roll spellcraft?
Hold on.
Cooler's moved again. It's now all the way down by the fence. That way.
Really?
It's raining pretty over here now.
It's just sprinkling here right now. It's mostly
The wind's
just north of us.
down.
It's murdering everybody north of us.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, my power's going to be a while longer. I've got a tree down over the creek, which snapped lines. So I'm waiting. I'm on hold with hammering. We apologize for the continued delay.
I think I can detect it if it's within 130 yards, according to this. So I'm pretty sure that's going to cover the fort. Then again, like I said, it might be on the boat.
Hold on. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you roll your. You can pick religion or spellcraft.
I will. Let's see. Both of them are pretty good. Let me get a good look here.
You know what?
Yeah,
Spellcraft is better.
religion is much higher. My
No.
religion is much higher.
Okay. No, I changed my mind. Do the spellcraft.
Okay. So it's plus a D20 or D30?
A D20 plus your spellcraft number.
Which my spellcraft is 13. 24.
Okay. What you were rolling for was whenever you were in town, you purchased a piece of lodestone, and if you would have failed your roll, you would have been like, oh, can't get it. So, but you have a piece and you can cast a spell. Hey.
Hey, here he is, back from a long, successful tour. Guess DM. No, okay, it was worth a shot.
Go back downstairs and shut the door.
Hey, shut your pie hole.
Get yourself
And it's a big pie hole, too.
So I'm going to picture in my mind
You still
I
doing
think
your
the horn
circus?
would look like, and it's just my mental image of it, and it's
Yes.
a big hunting horn.
You know,
That's what I picture.
just let it out. Anytime if I help her rest,
Okay.
Because it says I have to have kind of an idea in my head what it looks like.
Okay,
I'm going to use
so-
my imagination.
I would like you to tell me your verbal and somatic for the spell. Tell me how you incorporate the lodestone. And then I'm going to have you roll something based on that because you haven't seen, if the image is not close enough to the actual item, the spell does not work. But
Right.
since I'm being like ultra fucking liberal on how I do this particular game, go ahead and cast your spell and I'll determine a success number.
First of all, I hold the lodestone in my hand, and I hold it tightly in my hand, and I also place my other hand on the floor, the deck, whatever. It's all wood, isn't it?
Correct.
Now I'll rub my hand along the wood, and I'll range my eyes around. And I'll say, Father of the Earth, Mother Skell, show me what I seek. And I'll roll my eyes up in my head, and I drop the lodestone, and I swallow it. Oh.
Okay. Roll me with that, I feel like you deserve a spellcraft with advantage.
Excellent.
Then you load some up to that.
27. That's the big one.
All right. So as the magic starts to hold, you feel coming forth from your belly and up into your neck and out of your eyes, the vision starts to be pulled, and your eyes get to be pulled around until you notice that on the portion of the middle where there's like you can go up some steps to be at the very top of this tower, and your eyes are kind of let up there, but then as a crow flies by and your eyes follow it down off the edge, and you look down from the back left ballista and towards that back gate, and you feel like there's something drawing your attention in the pool.
I will. What's Pick doing?
Pick is, as you're casting this spell, he is searching like the walls and corners and things.
Once I get that vision, I'll look for Pick and I'll say, Pick, I think it's in the pool outside.
And you're done, and you got the result that you rolled.
Where?
We'll have to go and look. That's the only. I mean, it's not a big pool, so it's something. It says it told me to look there.
Okay. We'll go out and look there.
If you think it's dangerous, you don't have to go with me.
I'll go.
I'd like to tell Covadius if he's interested. And I mean, if Reginald's still playing, I won't bother him. But I mean, we might have to throw a hook in there and drag it out. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so hold that. So Pick, when you guys were done, Pick went inside. Anything that you want to do in the meantime?
Just start talking to people.
Not necessarily.
Just start talking to people. You know, so where are you from originally? What town? Anybody here from Tila? Anybody here from the monastery or the area around it? You know, just trying to get an idea of people outside here, what they have to say.
Okay.
I assume there's people outside, right?
Yeah, you kind of
I
milling
just
about.
talked to those few that are out there.
Okay.
Are you,
Make me a straight charisma check.
what's your occupation? You know, what did you do for your nap or whatever? 23.
Okay.
This ain't old.
I'm on hold hammer. I've got line sound property now, so I'm trying to all of that shit.
So you get a few different answers from. There's like 3 or 4 people that you talk to, and there's a couple that seem really into talking to you, and then there's one guy that's like in a mood and he kind of wanders off. So you gather it's a smattering of random people taking.
So one of the other questions I would ask each individual too is, what do you want to do now? You want to go back to your home? You want to stay here? You want to go to the monastery? You want to go to Tila? Do you have an idea of what you wish? What you wish now as a free man?
All right, so you guys come downstairs, and you can see Reginald doing what he had said, and there seem to be a few people that are sort of engaged, but there seems to be something that happened to them recently that is making it hard for them to really relax and enjoy the vibe that he is putting out. Now, if Reginald wants to attempt to impress them with his skill, that is an option that he can take if he wants, and that might or may
At
not.
this point, I have quit playing, and I'm beginning to look around to see if I can secure a pair of shoes. I'm wearing a burlap shirt thing and a pair of tailored pants. I'm barefoot.
You look like you're shipwrecked, basically.
Yeah. And so I'm going to start looking around to see if I can find any weaponry, armor, shoes,
Okay.
shirt.
All right. I would like you to roll a d20. Do you have any spells, skills, or abilities which could alter your scavenging attempt?
No.
Okay,
I'm
roll
letting them jump across the chasm.
a d20. Let's see how you do. This is almost more of a luck.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. All right. So what you do find is what could be considered a fair quality, or at least looking, short sword. Shoes. Most of those have been snapped up by the slaves.
Yeah, they're short to fly, I'm sure.
So you're kind of late to grab the stuff out of the basement of the house that's going to be demolished sale. But you do find the sword at least. And so that happened. Okay, so then Shadrach and Pick come down the stairs. They see Reginald holding the sword. They see the other people doing what they were doing. And Ovidius, if you want to be there, you can be, or you can remain outside.
A whole bunch of them are coming outside. Right outside. I don't know that.
Where's the videos?
Alright, sure. I'll walk this way.
Can you guys just wait for Covidius to answer, or do you go look for him, or what?
Is he down there?
I'm asking them, where's Povidius?
He's asking Pick and Shadrach, where's Covidius?
Cornelius was outside. I don't know if he came in or not.
So as you look around, you don't see him.
Well, I'm going to look around. Do I see his horse?
So you step outside. Yeah, his horse is there.
He's not out there.
Well, if you look, go around, you notice he's talking to some people over here.
He's out here.
Let's go talk to him, and I'll
so
tell him what hey, I think I know where the horn is.
Everyone gets back together out here, and you can have a conversation.
I think there's something in that pool. I cast a spell, and I was hoping you'd come with me to look.
All right, let's
I
go.
can't swim.
I will take a look.
I'm sure that pool is probably not that deep, but I'm not sure. Do we have a grappling hook or something we can throw in there and try to pull it out?
Let's go look at the pool first and see what we need or don't need.
Yeah, let's go look at the pool.
While we're all standing here together, I think that I want to suggest that we ride for the cabin. We ride the checks, and we plead with the president to send a battalion of the Republic Army down here in case the Acaramans try to retake this port. I'm just throwing it out there. I think that's what I'd like to do.
I mean, we can't hold this place. Well, we could hold this place by ourselves, but for how long? I mean, if they want to besiege us, they'll get us that. Well, maybe.
If they come back, they'll come back with reinforcements.
Yeah, unless they think that they're going to come back and this place is abandoned. That boat just might turn around, might even be damaged enough that they have to come back.
The other option is to burn the entire thing down and everybody leave, but I don't see that.
At that point, you, having made a successful roll, know, and I can, so you don't have to just repeat what I said or whatever. You know that from talking to one of these people, they say that they heard that the next part of the slaver operation is a 2-day ship out to the island due south. I'm sorry, kind of southwest, and that supposedly it is run by someone named Stallman Klim.
I repeat that to everyone. That someone out here said it's a 2-day sail southwest to the isle. It's Stallman Klim.
Stallman
Klim.
Or better
I can
yet,
spell the last word.
let me give you the official exact name because, Stallman, Stalman, Klim, Klim, and that he is the leader of a cult that sometimes purchases slaves for human sacrifice. And he is part of the slave trade.
Bob did say there was a stronghold on the southern continent.
If anything deserves to be destroyed, it's human sacrificing slavers.
I would say so.
Well, they said to the island. It's not on our.
But we don't have a boat.
Just out of curiosity, when the boat sailed away, did it head what direction? I mean, we're on it went
Open
north.
sea.
It did kind of went straight out. I
Yeah.
always pictured it going north, but I don't know.
Well, that's kind of but obviously it could change directions, or maybe it had an issue with going a certain way. Who knows? Or maybe that's.
We know it's working.
So anyway,
I mean, if the rigging was damaged, that would be something that you'd have to deal with.
Yeah, they're rowing wherever they go.
now that ship didn't have oars that you ever saw. And you didn't see
it's a big sailing ship.
you didn't see any like holes in the side for oars or anything, so it would be safe to assume that it was just a straight sailing vessel and not being able to be powered any other way.
Probably need to make
Well, I
people
hope
up on it anyway.
well, two lightning strikes damage that rigging at least.
Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. So so everybody got what they wanted to do. So you got that, you did that, and you did that. So, all right.
So let's go to this pond, this puddle, this whatever out back.
Puddle.
So I leave.
Okay, and so is everybody going?
Yeah, and I charged it with my scimitar. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so you go around the back of the fort and you see all these empty wooden cages. Some of them, however, are not completely empty. There's like a couple corpses in there, and there's one of them that's got several other things, probably ex-slavers, and who knows what's in that pile of corpses in this particular cell. So you guys, you just walk past it, I guess?
Yeah.
Is there any remember?
I'm not inclined to picking through corpses.
Reginald, if you would like to investigate, you'll have to approach and roll me a d6.
I stay outside the cage.
Be careful.
Okay, well you don't have to roll because when you stand outside the cage, all you see is the pile of corpses, and you can see that they're all still wearing clothes. But you don't know what's underneath. You move along. You don't want one of their. You don't want one of their shirts.
I move along.
All right.
Nice shirt.
I was gonna say one of their shirts looks better than the thing you got on, but that's okay. Okay, so you all head out the back left, and as I drew on some other sheet of paper somewhere, probably here. No.
What?
Anyway, I drew the thing somewhere. There's a little trail that goes out, and then you see a pond, and you're about 40 feet away from it right now. So do you guys just walk up to it, or do you stand there and shoot arrows at it? Or
What's the diameter of the pond?
probably like 20 by 20, but it's round.
So it's not a very big pond then, apparently.
I walk right up to the edge. What's with the pond?
Okay.
Reginald, be careful.
All right. I need COVID to roll me a d10. Five? Okay. In the middle of the pond, floating, appears to be a ram horn with a very thin rope tied to it and like a leather strap that's tied around it, so it forms like a carrying thing, and it's just floating in the pond.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, is there a stick or something I can fish it out with, or is it hard to reach?
Where's the
I
rope?
mean, it's like right in the middle. So
the
you're
rope
like
at?
10 foot, huh?
Where's the rope that's
I
attached to
put
it?
the sword down
It's just-
and I walk into the pond.
Oh no!
Hold on. It's just, you know how you can carry something, so it's got this thin
Oh, that's
rope
just a carrying rope. Oh, okay. I thought it was something like
Yeah.
that.
It's got a little
Oh, I go lean up against a tree and watch this show.
Okay, so Reginald, you climb down into the pool and swim to the middle?
When it gets deep enough, I swim.
Okay. So, as you get into the water, I need you to make a save. Or actually, I need you to...
Versus piranha teeth.
how do I say it? How do I do this? Roll a...
Welcome, Vanessa!
roll a perception check, unless you have observation, then you would roll that.
One of them damn fish monsters is in there.
Ooh,
Dang it.
I I rolled a 1.
Oh, implode, please.
On the 30 again?
Yes.
Woo. 14.
Okay, what does that give you?
14 plus. It gives me a solid 30.
Okay, so that's actually a fail on the implosion. Okay, so.
Dang it, Reginald. I told you not to go in.
So Reginald, with no dex bonus, what is your armor class?
10.
Oh, okay.
You got no armor on.
Fair enough. Okay, so you feel a sharp pain on like down by your ankle. And as you look down, you look in the water, you see this weird miniature version of the creature that you guys had fought at the monastery. And it swims away, and I need you to save versus spells, I think.
Damn jellyfish creep. 20!
Oh, look at you. All right. You take 1 point of damage, and you hop, you are like, ah! And you can remain in the water, or you can get out of the water on your turn.
I grab the horn, and then I get out.
Okay.
I'm going to help him.
Can you swim?
No, I'm going to be waiting for him to come out.
All right. So on your turn, you grab the horn. So you, okay, hold on, so, sure, I'll allow that.
Things being I die out, I'm like, ah, goddamn, fucking jellyfish!
Alright, so you get out and you got this mark on your foot and you're like, ow! And there you are.
It was one of them shazbot things, like the demon, but it was tiny. Look at my ankle, burned me.
I'll do first aid. Can I do that?
Yes you can.
I shall do first aid.
You don't have to roll.
Okay. I am going to see if I can...
So hold on now. When you do first aid, what that means is, you inspect it, you realize that it is not contaminated. You don't sense any of the slime, and you just kind of hold your hand on it for a second, and you regain the 1 hit point that you lost.
That ain't gonna fix it.
Is it like what you had on your face?
I didn't detect an infection.
I heard sailors talking in a bar about that stuff before. You gotta pee on it.
Oh no, you don't.
Then you got covered in feces.
It feels better already. Thank you, Shadrach.
Well, thank you for doing that. I think we could have probably got the horn out of there without you swimming about. I didn't want you to risk yourself like that. Apparently you did. I'll take the horn, and I think I'm gonna destroy this pond.
What?
I'm gonna evaporate all the water.
Man?
Well, there's a monster in it. That's not clean water.
That's the title. That's the title of this episode. There's a monster in it.
They grow. If we just leave it alone, it's gonna get bigger, and some poor kid is gonna come up here and take the door on. It's gonna eat some kid or something.
Can you purify it or something?
There's
it's
no,
already good.
there's no kids out there.
I could destroy it. I can just make all the water go away.
Oh, my son called me. Hold on a second. Or you guys can keep talking. I gotta call my son real quick.
It's a viable water source. You don't want to destroy
It's
that.
the only drinking
I
water source.
understand that, but this thing is in it, and that makes it.
So kill the thing.
There's things out in the ocean. Why don't you destroy it? There's
It's
bigger
spring
things.
fed.
Win.
You don't have a fancy spell to do that. Or you can kill this pond.
I'm just saying, this
Can't
is
we-
a
can't
source
we
of- close to
fish?
the fort for water.
The thing has to eat. Can't we fish for it when we catch it?
I was going to say, why don't we all get a fishing line and throw a line in there and see if we can hook it?
I tried to swipe it, but it was fast. It swims, man. It was and little. It wasn't a big one.
It's probably a smart creature, though. It's probably not dumb like a fish.
Probably.
I mean, I think a better way to catch it would probably be a net. So cast a casting net in there and yank it out. I've seen people fish like that in the surf.
I think that if you destroyed the water, it might not kill it right away because it's spring fed and it's going to refill. But it's not worth trying
I
that.
agree with that. That was
If it doesn't refill, then we're bumped.
It may have a hole or a tunnel or something, you know.
Yeah.
And that's probably how it got there. So I agree. I won't destroy it. I won't destroy it. But that
It's
creature needs
something
to
you
help
can
it.
do to target just the creature. Or there could be more than just one, you know. I might, just because one got me doesn't mean there was only one. I didn't expect that.
Well, tell you what, since Kettle Tom and Vanessa are basically the ones that are in charge of the domestic situation here, I think we should at the very least tell them. Hey,
Yeah,
you've got a
well-
monster fish in your pond.
They can consecrate it.
I mean, that or we get a net or another good old fishing hook or something and get it. But I don't think it should be left there just to survive. I think it's an evil creature.
So what are
And
you
it
guys?
will corrupt the water.
What are you guys gonna do about the tadpole?
We are getting ready to start the first ever bass tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, we can probably tell all the people in the fort, hey, whoever catches this, I'll give them a gold piece. Well, at least we should at least tell Kettle Tom what we found, and I'll show him the horn.
So you guys go back to the fort?
I do.
I don't think the creature's going to come out of the pond.
All right. So you guys go back to the fort, and then what?
Whereas I'll look for Kettle Tom.
He's easy to find.
Well, I go and tell him, hey, one of those creatures is in that pond. One of those corrupted fish creatures. It's very tiny, but it's in the pond.
He says, "You're gonna have to be more specific."
Remember that horrible creature that was haunting the monastery?
I was told a little bit about it, but I wasn't with you guys then.
It's one of them. It's the tiny one, but it lives in the pond.
That's terrible.
We were thinking that maybe Vanessa could purify the water or something, but I think if you leave it there, it's going to be a problem. I can't swim. I can't go out and live in it like that.
Well,
The only thing I can do
as luck would have it, in one of my discussions with the slaves, there's a gentleman that's a fisherman up on the coast, and he was captured up there before he was transferred down here, and he may know how to be able to make a net or something similar. So I'll ask him and see if he can help us. I don't have anything to fish with.
No, I mean, that's why I thought we'd come back and tell you before we did anything.
And you don't have a spell that's nature that can perhaps call a creature, or is this not a creature that you can affect?
I don't think, in my experience, I think it's more than just an animal. I think it's beyond my ability to command as far as a natural thing.
What about
I could try.
what about
I could certainly try.
what about getting fresh water like the people here or that have used this fort have done? Is that off limits now, or?
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you about. What do you think should be done?
I mean, is this the kind of thing that if somebody throws a bucket into the pool and draws it out, that it would attack the bucket and destroy it? Or I wouldn't think so, right?
Now look at my foot.
I think it would be dangerous at some point in a very significant way.
Or
It's not just a dangerous animal, it's a dangerous
This is the
creature.
fort's source of water.
or since that creature that you fought at the monastery, and now you said this creature is related, do we think that it's related because this was a slaver's fort and it's part of that somehow? There's a connection there?
Could be.
That's possible. My thinking is that this creature is just beginning to spread through this area because of the lack of law enforcement. There's nobody out here to stop these things, and the slavers make it easier for them to spread around because they obviously feed on bad energy. So this place would be a perfect place for one of these creatures to manifest itself.
The horned flying horse that it was killing a bunch of them in the rivers and the ocean.
So they're spreading all over
smaller
the place.
offspring. So this must be one of them, smaller offspring.
Well, if you have no other abilities, any of you that can do this, then I will ask the fishermen to help us. And
I mean, I can charm an animal, but I don't think this is just an animal.
so you see Kettle Tom leave your group and go over and talk to a guy who's talking to a woman about the same age.
What about a banishing evil of some kind?
That's more Vanessa's than mine. I'm not a banisher of things. I don't do that stuff very well.
And then,
Well, I mean, in the boots.
he comes back and says, with a successful roll, Macon has agreed to help us. Macon, these are my friends, and he introduces all of you. And Macon's like, yes, I'm well aware of who they are. Thank you very much for all that you've done, and I'm certainly ready to help repay you in any way I can. Kettle Tom says, well, we need a net or a way to catch a dangerous fish that apparently has magical powers. And Macon goes, what the fuck? He says, I'll get on making a net, or at least a fishing pole at the very least.
Could you make a fish trap? I've heard of such things.
I think I can. That wasn't my thing. I had neighbors in the fishing village that would set traps for crabs and things. But I would go out in a small boat and fish with nets and things.
It's a tiny pond. It's not like it has anywhere to go unless it has a secret hole that it can get into. But if we could catch it, you'd be doing us a great favor. You'd be doing everybody here a great favor.
Do you want me to catch it or do you want me to kill it?
Yes.
He kind of looks to each of you individually for any kind of response to his question.
What's easier for you to do? If you catch it, we'll kill it.
Yeah.
You
If
can
that's
kill it.
I agree. You have to catch it to kill it. So yeah, it would be.
Or if you can just spear it and kill it, that would be...
Well, that's what I would try first.
I've heard of people fishing with bows and arrows even.
Well, I don't have any bows and arrows, and he kind of looks over Pick.
I look around. Yeah, I don't either.
We could,
You
Nick
think-
and I could stand over the edge of the pond and aim, and if Reginald will walk back through the pond. When it comes out to attack Reginald again, we can try to shoot it.
Macon's like, let me just try to, I assume at some point I'm going to have to provide some kind of fish for everyone here anyway, so maybe that's something I can do to help right away. So he leaves you guys and he goes on a search to find things, to create nets and fishing things, and a long pointy stick that maybe he can stand at the edge and jab, because he's not sure what he's going into. So that's what he does, and Kettle Tom goes to help him. So now you guys are all by yourselves again.
I'll go get my bow to go help him.
Okay.
If he makes something out of if he makes like a wooden spear, he can use, I don't know, if he wants to use my spear, I can make it harder. I can turn it into like ivory or like bone. I can make it harder and sharper. Whatever he wants to do, if he has a way to do it, then let him do it.
Well, he's already gone from you guys, so you're just kind of talking amongst yourselves. So
I can.
I'll just start counting off the parts of the day, and unless someone interrupts with something they want to do, we'll just move time forward. So
I'm gonna dry the horn out and see, just look it over.
Okay, Reginald.
I'm going to take the saddle and pants off my horse and tend to my horse. Let him graze where there's grass.
All right. And we move on to new. Oh, go ahead.
I thought you were going to go through everybody. Hey, Peck, you want to start searching? I'll help you to search for whatever, because, obviously sailors have to have something buried around here or hidden around here. I mean, they don't do this stuff for free.
Right, I was going to go help them, but I think they got it under control.
Help them.
With the creature.
Okay.
I think the buildings need to be gone through.
There's only the one building,
Yeah,
the central staircase.
I think that's... When we were in the main fortress,
One big room.
Is it just one big room, no side rooms?
No, and then you can.
I've already searched that room.
The
Not
square in the middle is the tower that goes up.
Not
to the roof.
detailed, but I've already searched that room looking for anyone that might have been alive, enemy-wise, anything that might have popped out or use or interest. And I just didn't see anything, but I didn't search it carefully. But yeah, it's just that room, and then there's the staircase in the middle that goes up to the roof, and then there's ladders that go up to the top of each of the where catapults are. That's all this thing's made out of that I can tell.
Where were they sleeping at?
In here, this room is full of cots and whatever, sleeping bags, whatever on the floor, makeshift bullshit. I don't know. It's kind of the way Cod described it earlier, or yes, last week.
I guess I'll ask Judge Measure. Do people move in here and take these
Yes.
out over for the sleeping in here?
All right, so Reginald, you do exactly what you say. Shadrach, yes.
I'm casting a spell.
All right, and then Pick and Covidius, you leave the fort and go look for things, or were you looking in the fort somewhere?
We'll go behind the fort to where the wall's at.
Right.
Look back in that area.
Okay. All right, so Shadrach, what spell are you casting?
Detect magic on the horn.
Detect magic, huh? Well,
It's a first level spell, so
Yes.
it's no big deal if it detects
Dis-
something.
disappointingly, you go through the motions and the spell casting. Alas, the horn does not seem to have any magical properties.
Oh well.
Okay, and then you...
Everybody can see, but then we're going to blow it really bad. No, I'm kidding.
So go ahead and roll 2d6, one for you and one for Covidius on just seeing if you can find anything.
2 and 3.
All right, so since you rolled the blue one for you before, we'll say that you're the blue one. So you find in the back, you do find a concealed entrance. It's like, it's not a secret, but it's where there is actually a gate back there, but it's just so well put together that you didn't see it before, but now you do? You want to go out that, or you just want to keep looking? Everything else, you don't find anything secret.
Go out it.
All right, you go out the back, and what you see is a trail that leads into the forest. The dark, mysterious forest. Do you and Covidius go exploring by yourselves?
Yep.
All righty, roll me a d12.
12.
Oh, a 12, okay. So when you get out there, you find that there are several trails that branch off. And there is a main one that keeps going further into the forest as if going towards the mountain and the lair of Kolam. Do you investigate any of the side trails?
We'll stay on the main.
Okay. So eventually you find yourself coming out of the woods and through the woods, and you can see the font and where the lair of Kolam is. It takes a good half an hour, but you get there.
Interesting that they'll lead straight back to here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And is this trail actually noticeable where it comes out, or is it kind of a hidden trail?
I mean, it's not. It would be more noticeable if you knew what you were looking for, which is why you didn't see it from the other side. But now that you know it's there, it's like, oh.
Okay. We'll head back
To the fort?
that direction.
Okay.
And the first one to the right that leads off to the side, we'll head back that way.
All right. Roll me another d12.
9.
9? Okay. So as you follow that one ends in what appears to be a large pile of bones, like a heaping mound, as if something that lived or lurked in the forest had a trash pile. Would you like to investigate the pile of bones?
No thanks. Is it human bones?
You're going to have to get up close and look.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me a d12. A 1!
Another 1. I rolled a 1 earlier.
All right. So, as you move up to investigate the pile of bones, well, roll a d10.
9.
Okay. Like you hear a bone crack from the left side, and as you look up, you see this creature there, and it's kind of coming around the side of the bone pile, and you guys are back here.
The bone pile.
So, it's hard to tell if it's being threatening because it's just kind of moving slowly and kind of peeking over. At least you think its eyes are in the front.
I don't have any swords out, so I'm just like, Kolam. We have defeated the slavers. I don't know if you can understand me. We mean you no harm.
It just kind of clicks a little bit, and then kind of like one of its front insect legs goes, just kind of touches down on a section of the pile. Seemingly either waiting or trying to figure out what you're doing here, or if you're a threat. Who knows what it's thinking. It's a bug.
I'm sorry I was outside for a second, but how do we get way out there?
You tell them.
We decided to go look and we found a secret door.
Oh, we did? Right out there somewhere?
Yeah.
Where's the secret door? No, the DM's. We're telling them where the secret door.
In the very back, it was hidden.
Oh. Is it like a tunnel that ran outside?
It's concealed, opened up.
No, a tunnel that runs out to where we're at now?
No, it's just like a door,
Okay.
straight out into the woods.
Oh, so we went through a secret door that led into the woods. How we end up there, though?
We went all the way back to the fonts. We came back down, took the first left, or first right, and went back there to find a bone pile. Ta-da! I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Are we actually down there at the beach, or is that just he just drew us?
That's just really.
Oh, that's okay. That's what I meant by how we end up down there. I thought we were on the beach.
Nope, you're back in the
Okay.
woods.
Okay.
You're closer to the cliff by the font than you are to the fort right now.
So, how big is the bone pile?
Probably like 10 feet tall, but 20 foot around. It's massive.
So, like a circle in between us and it. Is it on top or just approaching?
That's on top of it.
I'm gonna approach the bone pile. The hands up,
Okay.
watching it. I'm gonna bend down or kneel down, or crouch down. I'm gonna put a hand out, touch a bone, and tink, tink, tink of the bone, and then just see if it does anything.
Savers and spells, please. And unfortunately for this particular type of interaction, you do not get a wisdom adjustment.
Oh.
Failure? Okay.
Oh.
So when you touch the bones, okay, where's the D6? Let's hope you get lucky on this one. Well, not really. 4 skeletons form from the bones. And they appear to be skeletons that have no faces, so you don't know how mad they are that you woke them up, and they appear like they're going to attack you. So you're not surprised, but they're there. And I don't have any skeleton figures up there. But, so the encounter distance is 15 feet, because it's 10 feet up and 5 foot forward. So, I need actions, and we'll start with you, Covidius, because you're closest.
So they're not on top of me.
No, they're
Okay.
15 feet away, 10 up and 5.
Well, I stand back up and I back up to where Pick is again with my
it's just
hands
an-
out.
No, it's just an action. You're telling me an action. We're entering into combat.
Attack, but I'm holding it until I see. Until
You're
they attack
readying
me.
your
I'm readying my.
You're ready
attack.
to attack, and the trigger is.
They attack me.
All right, sounds good. How about you, Vic?
Same thing.
I got a bunch of fucking skeletons in here. Come on,
Really.
come on. Now these skeletons are not armed like these, so
Are they just?
they're just
like
bones.
skeletons?
Just bones. Your basic, classic D&D skeleton, as far as you know.
Yeah.
But I would say, since you guys are aware of what classic D&D skeletons can do, these might be different. Especially whose skeletons these are.
I actually
The
don't.
question is, whose are they?
I actually don't remember just a basic skeleton doing anything, to be honest with you, so I'm not sure.
All right. So as I said, they're 10 foot up and 5 foot away. So that's why they're closer than they appear. And he is also up there too. So, and your action is what? Ready?
Ready.
If something goes to attack you, you attack it.
Correct.
Okay. Well then roll initiative. Pick. Beat a 5.
2.
All right. So, on fast, do you wish to move, or do you
No.
wish to hold your move till the next phase?
Hold my move.
I am going to stand back up from the crouch position.
Okay, that's only just a crouch, which means it's just 1 point of movement.
And back up next to Pick. I had moved up to the corner of the bone pile and
Okay,
bent
that's
down,
fine.
so I didn't think we were both.
All right, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
So then I back up, my hands up. Colan, we don't mean anything. I'm just trying to communicate, and I wait to see what the skeletons do. Like, do they come down the pile or whatever?
All right, and Pick, you do not move at this time. Okay. Now it is the skeleton's turn, and shockingly, they attack. So they move up and they try to attack you. And COVID, you were holding your action, so you whip out your sword and you chop at one. Or you can attack any other way, I guess, technically. You could try to punch them, or you could
That's what I
kick
was
them,
thinking. I'm gonna try
or you
and
could shield bash,
do,
or all kinds of things.
well, you said I can't.
All you
I
said was
can't-
attack.
I know,
so
but I can't shield bash and use it for defense, though, right?
I
Because-
don't know. Can you?
Well,
Are
no,
you a
that was one of the
specialist?
contention things that, Chris said we could do that, and I was like, well, that doesn't seem right. You were against it, and I'm
So
good
we've
with
already
whatever.
discussed this?
I
don't remember, honestly. But I can look it up for you.
don't think you can do, but you can't defend with it and use it as an attack.
Let me
Is
see.
what I thought that
I
this
just
came
don't
down
remember.
to.
Okay. Shield
If I
punch.
can, by all means, I'll do it every
The
single time
shield
I'm
is
using
used
it,
for
which
both
is why I don't think you
protection
can
and
do
an
it.
extra attack known as a shield punch. Okay, but then did you do a specialization in something?
I'm specialized in shield.
In the shield?
Oh,
It's not a
special.
style?
I'm not aware of there being a, let's see, weapon and shield.
Is that what it
Proficient with
says?
the body shield.
Weapon and shield?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the most common, okay, first, the blah, 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 okay. So let's go to the specialization,
I don't think it's,
because
I don't think you can do
Okay,
both.
let's
It
see.
just doesn't make
weapon and
sense.
shield. Normally, a character employing a shield in his offhand can shield, rush, punch, block, or trap as if it were a secondary weapon with the normal penalties. The disadvantage is that however characters who specialize in weapon shield can choose to make one of these secondary attacks every round without losing the armor class benefit for carrying a shield. The problem is you have a large shield, and you can't, there was something about a large shield, you can only use it to, that might have been it, but let me look that up. And then if I can't find it, then I guess you can do what it says until I find different. Because I don't want to slow anything down too long.
Oh,
and,
that's fine.
that's not what you're
I've
doing.
never used it that way because I thought that we couldn't pick
I
and
just
choose.
want to make sure.
And I'd rather have it for defense, not use it as a weapon like Chris
Okay,
always wanted to
let's-
do. So
It doesn't say anything there. Okay. Am I looking at anything else? Maybe not. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and move along here. So,
whatever you roll, like I said, I'm not.
so do you want to? Well,
Yeah, I'd
you
like to
get
be able to.
take
You
your
said
turn.
every other. Didn't you say every other turn I could use it as a weapon? I can't do it every single turn, right? Oh, that's
if you
what
want to
you read.
take the penalties for fighting with two weapons, are you a
I
two-weapon
can do
fighter?
that. Yes, I can do that already. I just mean that I thought it was every other. I thought you said every other turn. I'm sorry.
It's basically, it's like replace your sword with a shield. That's when you can attack with it. So you attack with it now at the same time as you would attack with, of course it's large, so yeah, you can't. That's probably why you can't, because it's a large thing and it has to be a small or medium. That's why. It's too big.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So you can do either or.
I'm gonna just
And which one, the right or the left?
the one on the
On the right.
Right, yeah.
All right, roll the hit.
Well, I'm gonna like with the sword in my hand, I'm gonna do more of like a. I'm trying to not slash. I know slashing ain't gonna work on a skull, so I'm trying to like use the butt of it and like on the skull. You know what I'm trying to like try to bash it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So, using a weapon and not that way it's intended, there's a negative to that. Just so you're aware. Roll the hit, please.
I'm proficient to use it that way. I hit armor. Well, depending on what the negative is, I hit armor class -3.
Negative what?
-3.
All right.
Depending on what the negative
It
is.
doesn't matter. That's still good enough. So roll damage.
So, I don't know what you would reduce the bashing damage down to, weapon damage down to. Being
Well, the shield is
You said that,
a
right?
thing that's listed. I'll look it up for you.
not the shield.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah,
okay.
it's obviously not doing what it's the standard damage, so I don't know what it would be.
Okay, hold
trying
on.
to use it the way I'm using it. Well,
Okay, so the first thing that happens is before your attack. It gets an attack on you.
Before I get that.
And that's because you are...
An elf. A dirty little elf.
Alright.
you are doing a pommel attack on it with a small hard object. Weapon pommel deals a D3 of damage. Pummeling attack causes an attack of opportunity. So, as you get ready to rear back, and you're kind of in a sequence. You're fighting it, you're blocking it, and then as you shift your hand over and get ready to punch it with the pommel, it goes like a skeleton. Holy shit! It still misses though, because your armor class is a huge negative, so it misses. And then you go and you do a D3 plus your strength.
So, 7 points damage.
All right. So 1 punch from COVID with the hilt of his sword, and you hear the xylophone as it falls and tumbles, breaks apart. All right. And then
Koyan, please, if you're controlling these,
pick.
save them.
It's your turn. You readied your action, and they're moving to attack you, so you said you wanted to attack.
Yep.
And what are you using?
Short sword.
All right. Roll to hit. Oh! Implosion!
18. That hits. Armor class of -1.
Get on back, you stop rolling shit.
Unfortunately, you got to roll a.
30.
Yeah.
Add anything to it?
You're adding. Let me just read you what I got on the chart here. You're adding. You're making a level check with a D30. You roll a 4 plus 6 makes 10. That is a failure. Roll a 30 again.
18.
So when you rolled your implosion, what would that have hit?
-1.
Okay, so it's just a straight up, plain, whatever this says. And you rolled a what on the 30? 18. Okay. Your weapon hits hits soft material. It's stuck, and you will have to try to get it out however you see fit. But I will tell you what you need to roll. So the weapon, as you swing, the skeleton somehow is attempting it at the same time as you swing, and he pushes it, and your sword goes down into the ground. And you're like, yeah, and it gets an attack of opportunity on you because that's the way it rolls. And it rolls it hits an armor class of 5.
Miss.
Okay. And now your weapon is stuck. And then you will describe to me what you want to do after that when your turn comes up. And okay. And then it will not be an action to try to free it. It's just a thing. Like if you were drawing your sword, basically you're drawing your sword from the ground now. So if you don't make the roll, then obviously you're like, oh fuck. Okay.
The ground we're standing on, or should I wait until it's on next turn?
Yeah, your turn. I mean, unless you don't have 2 attacks or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's how your attack went. Okay, and then we go to.
I said we were going up at the level after the last one.
Well, you won't need it with these skeletons, I wouldn't think.
Well, I mean,
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Maybe you will.
it increases our attack.
Okay. All right. So the one. Okay. So they all get to go. All right. So I'm going to roll that and their damage at the same time to try to speed things up. So first attack on COVID, they need basically a natural 20. That's a miss. Second one, miss. First one on pick. It hits an armor class of 6, which is a miss. And the second one on pick rolls even worse. So they miss all of their
Hey,
clawing
wait a minute.
attacks.
I thought you said I killed him.
Oh yeah, you did. So the dead one missed.
The dead one missed.
All right.
Great.
So we go to round 2. Actions.
Attack.
I brush my horse.
Attack still. All right. Roll initiative. COVID.
1.
And you guys are sped up a phase, which is not really matter.
Right.
Because, all right. So COVID, you're up. This is your 2 attack round, I believe.
Yeah, so same situation. Is it gonna go first because I'm doing what I'm doing? Because if so, then it kills.
Okay. So it gets an attack of opportunity on you and horribly misses. Can't even hit the air around you. Go ahead.
Armor class 1.
Yep. They're hard to miss.
7 points again.
All right, your turn.
Is the ground,
Or,
is
yeah,
it soil?
you go next phase.
Is it soil?
Yeah.
Dirt?
So we're going to try and pull it out. Okay, so since it hits soft material, you will roll a strength check to be able to draw it from the ground.
Don't fail that. Come on, make
Just-
money if you do.
A strength check. Add strength to your d20. And you roll-
24.
Okay, so no problem. You draw it from the ground and
Attacks.
attack with a muddy sword. Very good. And he rolls and hits an armor class of...
It hits an armor class of 7.
That's good enough. You hit. Roll Dinkus.
3 points.
3 points. Okay. So when you strike it, you notice that your sword kind of hits there's a lot of space. There's no flesh there. It's just skeleton. So your sword goes in and goes ka-ching and breaks off a few ribs, but it's still standing. So that's what happens. It takes this amount of damage.
Dick, you can't slash at them. You gotta beat them with the side of your blade or bash them in the head like I'm doing. It's the only way.
All right, your turn. Because your side was sped up. So you'll just take your 5-foot step and pommel it.
Armor class. What's the negative for doing this? Because it might matter.
Just tell me what armor class you hit.
5.
Oh no, you got it.
Oh, I did? 5 points. Like this.
And then the last one, having no brain or intelligence to fail morale, goes and screams silently at you because it has no internal organs. And oh my God! It hit armor class 0.
That's a hit.
5 points of dinkus.
And what is it, like clawing? Is that what
Yeah.
you're doing? Okay.
Yeah, it's just going. Got its choppers going. All right, and I think that's the end of the round.
It is for me.
All right, and let's go to round 3. Actions.
Attack.
You want to finish it off?
Action.
Attack.
Roll initiative. VA8.
7.
All right, you go first. Roll the hit.
It's an armor class of 2.
That's a hit. Roll dinkus.
6.
All right.
Did you slash again?
So as you slash, how do you want to do this? Paint me a word salad of you destroying this fucking terrible
Say a word
skeleton.
salad?
I did.
Okay.
Please make what's the term? Make me
Salivate.
splooge
Salivate.
with your description.
Instead of coming sideways like it, I did on the first one, not totally understanding his tactics and what he wanted, I came down over the top of it.
And once again, you hear the xylophone, "Gullah-gullah-gullah-gullah," and the bones scatter.
I immediately put my sword away. Immediately.
By the time you guys are finished with the fight, you notice Colan is gone.
Okay. Well, then I don't worry about it.
At least you think that's Colan. I don't know what you guys think is Colan.
Well, it
There's been
looked
a lot
like
of
the
things
last
going
one,
on.
so I don't know.
Okay, now what?
think there's something in that pile.
I think there is too. I think he was tapping it.
Yeah. Well, you wanna
I'm gonna go up there and check for a trap.
you dig or whatever, and I'll guard.
Okay, you'll go up and check for a trap. And you, just
I'm
as
looking-
you said, you're going to guard.
I'm looking for a big femur bone,
There's lots to pick.
something I can use to bash with.
Lots to pick.
All right, I grab a nice big heavy one. And I'm like
Club.
club.
It's a club.
Side, yeah.
So if you need to know how much damage a club does, you don't have a book, but I think it's a D6. Okay, so you go up there and you check for traps. Just give me what about this?
I'm looking around the bones, just trying to see if there's anything connected that would, once I move it to where
All right.
something would slide
Cool.
to connect them.
Come on,
Roll
God.
per your percentage chance to find remove traps.
Almost connected. What's the hip?
25.
What's the hip bone connected to?
Ankle bone.
Have to be below 60.
All right, so you are fairly confident that if this would have been trapped, you would have found it. And not only that, but you think the trap was already triggered and you destroyed the, like, ooh, that was a magical trap. Fucked up.
Okay.
All right,
My nip was going ding, ding, ding.
all right. So as far as you know, like touching some other bones or whatever, it's like nothing's happening.
Okay. So am I in the general area
You can be wherever you want to be.
where he was tapping at? I'm going to dig right in that area.
Okay.
I'm keeping.
Roll me a d6.
Yeah, anything that
Let's see if you
happens.
find the secret sloogie. He got a 1! Okay. So, you see like a foot, but there's like a piece of cloth that's like if the person whose foot this was wearing a dress, so there would be like a cloth that would, a hem or whatever, and it's like a brown, faded, very old.
We found Reginald.
So that's what you find so far. How much do you want to uncover?
All of it.
Okay, so it takes you a little bit, makes a little bit of noise.
We got time.
Roll me another d12. We'll see if you have time.
10.
You have time for now. Until you uncover what looks to be the same thing that was inside of the lair of Kolam.
I did
When
not
you
see
went
that.
into past the part where you zipped off to like the swamp and the little mound that was, and the guy that was sitting on the chair, you find him. But he doesn't like move, or it's a skeleton wrapped in the wizards of a long dead, the wizards, the robes of a long dead wizard.
We need to leave this alone.
No, I think we need to go have Shadrach come out here and look at it. There's something here that might be beneficial to us, not necessarily me and you, but I'll tell you what, I'll stand guard. Go get Shadrach.
Okay?
You're gonna go get Shadrach?
I'm going to go get Shadrach.
All right, one more d12 roll to get through the forest without being attacked.
6.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Shadrach, you are approached by Pick, and Reginald, you can be within hearing distance if you choose.
I don't touch nothing until they get back.
Go ahead, Pick.
Hey, do you remember that mummy thing we found on the mound that time?
Yes.
I just unearthed it.
Unearthed it.
Dug it up. You
What
gotta
are you talking about?
come with me. You gotta see this.
What? What are you doing?
Come on, we found something.
You see that Reginald's got a shitty sword. And that same janky shirt.
Well, matches.
COVID's guarding it right now.
I bring my shoulder over and I put on my cloak
Nice.
and on the pit.
All right, and you guys,
I don't have my weapon in my hand. My hands are open.
and you head off back, and you see that somehow there was some kind of gate in the back of the fort that you guys missed before that Pick takes you right through.
Oh.
And then you enter the forest. And I would like Reginald to roll a d12 to see hopefully something attacks you all in the forest.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah! Okay. I need Reginald, Shadrach, and Pick to all make charisma checks, please.
Blow that horn, Shadrach. What are you waiting for?
What'd you get? That's a failure.
20! 20!
Explode.
10.
So 30 plus your charisma is what?
45.
All right. Reginald.
34.
That's a success. All right. So as a group, you passed. So,
It kills you.
you see a kid out in the forest, and he's like got a stick in his hand, and he's just doing his own thing. And he sees you guys, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
Go back to the fort.
The fort's boring.
It's dangerous out here. Go back to the fort.
You're not the boss of me.
I know that kid.
Yeah, we all know that kid. That's why I'm breaking him out now.
I keep walking.
Okay, you guys passed the annoying kid in the forest. Cool. I was hoping you wouldn't fucking kill him. All right, so you get to where Pick leads you back, and what he thinks is the appropriate trail, because you guys, I don't know if you heard the description I gave him before, but there are several trails that are kind of branching off this trail that you didn't even know was there. And then you see COVID just kind of standing around, keeping his eyes open, ready for whatever, around this pile of bones. And he's got his shield in one hand and a huge bone in the other.
What in the heck is going on?
We
I found something.
yeah. We
And
found
Pick,
this.
What you done?
Pick leads you around the side just a little bit, and you see what appears to be the same entity that was inside the kind of other place in the swamp that was inside Kolam's lair. The same like raggedy robe and the wispy hair, but this thing appears to be, at least for now, just a skeleton of some long dead wizard.
So you guys dug up a grave?
No, we come out here and Colam was on top of this pile of bones, tapping at the bones. So I went up and investigated the bones, and we fought a small little band of skeletons. And then we like, well, maybe he was tapping, there's something here. So we uncovered this. It ain't like what we ran into in that other area. This thing's dead. But it's wearing something that might be of use to somebody, and not me, obviously, but I don't know. We thought we'd better invite you guys.
I looked at it.
It's got a you know, like what mages wear, the mages robes and stuff.
Step away.
Well, I'm not on top of it. I'm just guarding the area, make sure nothing else happens.
My next non-weapon
I'm casting
proficiency,
detect magic on this
archaeology.
skeleton.
Cobb left the room, so you have to leave.
Oh, I can't see that well. It's all dark. All I see is the board.
He just walked away.
I'm going to cast detect magic when he gets back. So
Oh, you detect high magic.
what?
You detect high magic. This guy was smoking dope when he got here.
Detect plants. Yeah, I'm ready to talk to Colam if he shows up. In fact, I might just blow this horn. Get him to show up.
I tried talking to the thing when it showed up, or when it was there, but it didn't attack. It didn't seem to wish us any ill will. We didn't do anything towards it. I was trying to communicate it was on a pile of bones, so I went up and tapped the bones and see if maybe it would communicate in some way, and then that's when Apparently, according to Pick, I sprung some sort of trap and all these skeletons popped up, but they were easily dispatched.
Well, all I know is that I think that I'm able to talk to Colam, or at least make him be able to talk to us.
Cobb's back, by the way, if you didn't see that.
You should stick to fighting, Ovidius, and leave the spellcasting to the crew.
Well, yeah, I'm not doing any spellcasting. I'm just, that's why I said go get you guys. I'm just going to stay in guard.
Some kind
Huh?
of ceremonial thing.
Cobb, I'm casting Detect Magic on the weird skeleton.
On the what?
The weird skeleton that has been pointed out to me.
Okay.
The husk.
Do you do anything other than cast? Do you want to role play the spell out and maybe gain some other benefit, or just cast and that's it?
I will expend my mistletoe, holding it up, crunching it under my nose, smelling it, and whispering the Mother Skell as I move my hand slowly, not touching it, but just above it, and seeking. Well, this will detect magic in a big area, so I mean, if there's any kind of magical stuff in this area, it'll show. But I'm whispering, Mother Skell, show me the magic. If there is magic here, reveal it.
Alrighty. So, you cast your spell, and as the mistletoe fades, as it becomes part of the process of transferring magic from wherever to your fingertips, filtered through the organs of the mother goddess Biori and the Green Man, and potions and things that they did millions and millions of years ago. Your eyes flicker, and only to you do they emit light, a light that exposes whatever magic is in its path. To everyone else, you're just standing there unblinking, looking
Yeah,
about.
I'm kind of just like looking around, just kind of, my head's kind of like wiggling a little bit. And
So you detect that the bones have a moderate magic. You detect that the corpse of the bones has a strong magic. But then you also detect that the horn has a strong magic now. And now I would like you to roll percentile to see if you can detect the sphere of the magic.
alright. 36.
So the bones have spheres. Spheres. Where are my spheres?
Bring me my spear. I need my spear.
Okay.
Spear.
Well, that don't even list it.
Well, what kind of spell is it? Or energy is it?
Well, that's what I'm looking up to make sure I give you the right thing. Because I know what the spell does, but I want to give you a little bit better information.
That's a pretty good detect magic, though.
Can you check anything else? Like, whatever it's wearing. The robes.
Well, after I get this description, I think I'm a fin to blow this horn.
Is there any way you can figure out what the horn does? Like, you know.
Well, he can't do anything right now until I'm finished
I know.
doing the
I'm
spell.
just talking.
Yeah, I have some ideas right now, stuff I have to do, but I'm not going to blow the horn without without giving everybody a chance to say.
But do you have a way or a spell that will tell you what it does?
I might. I have to check on here. I have like 3 spells I'm looking up right now in case Colam shows up.
I think the spheres are in the priest's handbook.
Okay, here we go. I found it. Okay, so the bones. You detect that they have a protection. Roll another percentile.
71.
You are unable to discern the sphere of the long dead wizard. Roll percentile again.
28.
The horn right now seems to be emitting magic from the sphere of necromancy.
I think if I blow the horn right now, this guy's going to come alive. For better or for worse.
At that moment, as you all are standing there, the bug creature Colam crawls back upon the pile, but does it very slowly and appears to be watching all of you in a very, I don't know, like, it's hard to tell it's a bug. It's like it's staring at you, but you don't know what its intent is.
Well, yeah, it's focused on us, right?
Yeah, that would be the right way to describe it. Its attention seems to be upon you all, more so on Shadrach than the others. That would
Blow
be
it,
correct.
man.
I'm going to blow the horn, guys. You can run now if you want. I'll take the
I step
consequences.
away from the pile of bones, but I don't run. I've got that long femur bone tucked under my arm.
I look up at the creature. I hold the horn up. I blow it.
And as you heard it before, blown from the fort, suddenly a transfer of energy starts to build from the horn to the pile of bones in the old tattered robes, and a crackling as if a weird musical saw was being played. Starts going in a harmony and a harmonic frequency, and the bones begin to rise by themselves in the energy, and as they start to rise, you see flesh reforming and skin and bone reknitting until, as wondrous as it is, the person in the robe stands before you restored.
Holy
And
man.
he has long brown hair down past his shoulders and lots of like little shells and little tiny bones in his beard and in his hair. And he has on a long brown robe with a hood and several symbols in the hems of his sleeves and at the bottom of the robe, all starting to fade as if they were re-energized through this incantation and ritual. And now this person blinks, and there is piercing blue eyes, and his rugged face looks at you all. And the creature on top of the bones takes 2 steps forward and stops and looks at him. What do you do?
Who are you?
I hold out my hand and I speak in Druidic. I say, welcome back.
The man looks at all of you, seemingly taking measure of your appearance, and of your armaments and your armor and your faces and your race. And he speaks in what can only be described as a language that you sort of understand and you sort of don't. And he says, name Shanatasa Kolam. And a bone kind of crunkles down from the top, and he looks up and turns around, and the creature takes 2 steps forward, and Kolam puts out his hand, and the creature moves forward and jumps, and as it jumps it shrieks down and goes and crawls into his sleeve. And then he puts his hand up to all of you, and he says, Fenten Hanshana.
You're welcome. We don't understand you. Do you understand us?
He looks at Shadrach and he says, Manyan, Manyan.
He wants the
I
horn.
hold the horn out to him.
He takes a step forward and then stops and keeps his hand out. You're about 6 or 10 feet away from him.
I'll step forward and offer him the horn.
He will step forward again until he approaches you, and he very cautiously reaches out and takes the horn from you. Do you release it?
I do, and I bow. I hold it up, I bow, and step back.
And as he takes it, you see something very similar that Reginald notices, that the horn that this person has kind of has a similar effect, like a lightness to it that starts to envelop and cover this person, and almost like a back shaded type of thing where it's brighter as you look at him versus he's like in a shade or a shadow. And then it kind of goes away and you see the horn is around his neck, and he looks and he says, my thanks for releasing me from the prison of the Aboleth Pond.
You're welcome.
My name is Kolam, and I am the protector of this forest.
Glad we
At
can
least
help.
you're protected now.
What of... And he looks and he says, I sense the fort still stands, though I cannot see it.
It does.
Have I been brought back to exact revenge upon those that kept me captive and away from my beautiful forest for how long I do not know?
We defeated them. Only the
I don't
slave
think
remained.
we did that to you, but the fort does still stand, and it could use your protection.
Unfortunately, my revenge may not be had, but the person that did this to me was a priest of a death cult.
Stallman,
Clem,
Clem.
Yes.
yes.
we're after him
He's
next.
our next target.
Who?
Then, and when as Reginald says who, that's where we'll end tonight's game.
Okay, don't ring a bell at all.
All right, so
And we'll never saw this guy before.
I will.
I knew the horn was important.
I will attempt to update your sheets at some point before the next game and get them to you. I will let you know if you have any proficiency slots to fill. But 7th
Okay.
level, I don't think anyone does because they're either 4 or 3 levels, and 7 would not be 6 or 8.
If I get a
Yeah,
non-weapon.
we can talk about my a couple of things I got going on.
Archaeology.
All right.
There's my
Oh,
bride.
that's your donation?
That's my bride.
Yeah, these are good. Any final words or anything from anyone before we leave for tonight?
Okay. Glad we didn't miss the skeleton in the pile.
Yeah.
Daryl,
I'm glad everybody blew away.
you can go to sleep. You look tired, brother.
I'm a little.
Right on. All right. Good night, Internet. Sorry for the interruption. We'll see ya.
Good night.
And have a pleasant, and no hurricanes on you, Jason.
How they got though?
All righty, that ought to do it.
See you. We'll go clean up after an auction and then go home and hopefully my power will
hopefully
come on before morning.
There's all kinds, and just all Burns Mill's out of power.
That's
Everything
wins.
from, there's spots from Fenton all the way out to Ditmer.
I
Without power.
feel fortunate that we still have it then.
Yeah.
Bryce can't get a hold of Sherry, so he sent me a picture from his work in Kirkwood. He goes 2 hours, we still don't have power in Kirkwood. He works nights.
Right on. All right, man. Be good. See ya.
See ya, thank you.
Good night. Good night. Oh, can't barely see my hand over there.